Okay, find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. Well, find the slope. So to find the slope, we do rise over run, change in y over change in x. So let's take our y values, like for example the y value from that point, -1, and let's subtract the y value from that point. So minus the second y value is 2. Divide that by the x value from the same point you started with. I started with that point, so I have to start with 2 there. If you use the other x value, you will get the opposite of the answer. So 2 minus the other x value is 6. So whoop, up, 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 that one, 6. And what do we get? -1 minus 2 is -3. 2 minus 6 is -4. Double negative, so what do we get? We get 3 over 4 as the slope. And we want to write the equation. And the easiest way to do that is point slope form. So y minus y minus a y value. Let's choose this point, 6, 2. So y minus that y value is y minus 2 equals our slope, which is 3/4 times x minus the x value of that same point is 6. So x minus 6. Finished. That's the equation. You don't have to do anything else with it. You are absolutely finished with the problem. Maybe you chose the other point for some strange reason. Y plus 1 equals 3/4 times x minus 2. Could you manipulate this and get it into slope-intercept form? Yes, absolutely, but there's no need to. You're finished. That 100% represents that equation. All right, well, what about B? B says write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the other line and passes through a specific point. Well, what you need to know is that if it is perpendicular, the slope will be an opposite reciprocal. So we have the slope 3/4. The opposite reciprocal of 3/4 is -4/3. Flip the fraction, change the sign. So we know the slope and we know the point it's going through. So y minus the y value of the point. Y value of the point is 1. So y minus 1 equals the slope, which is -4/3 times x minus the x value of the point is -1. So minus -1 becomes +1, and we have our equation. And again, you're done. If you're putting it into slope-intercept form, you're making more work for yourself. Should you be able to do it fairly easily? Yes, absolutely. But is it unnecessary based on what I've asked you to do? Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, let's graph them. So, boom, boom, axes, that's a good start. Well, guess what? We are dealing with lines, and all you need to graph a line is to know 2 points. And I know 2 points right there. So the easiest way to graph this first line is to quite literally plot those points and draw a straight line between them. So x value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y value is 1, 2. There's a point right there. Other y value is +2 for x and -1 for y, so we have a point right there. Fine, let's find a point in between just so it's a little bit more accurate. But what do we know? We know our slope is 3/4. So that is rise over run. So if I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I should be okay. Did you realize what I did? I put that point in the wrong spot. That point should be at, boom, 2, -1. And I realized that because I looked at my slope and it didn't make sense. My slope was 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my slope right there. So I can draw that line. And again, if I wanted to be more accurate, I could show another point. I could go, since I went up 3 and right 4, I could go down 3 and left 4, and that would also do it. So down 3 would be 1, 2, 3. Left 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It would give me a point right there. And again, it's just a little more accurate. Did the question explicitly ask for it? No. But are you better than doing the bare minimum? Yes, you are. And you should strive to be. So we get that right there. And that was our first equation, which was y minus 2 equals 3/4 times x minus 6. Sweet. Next one, y minus 1 equals -4/3 times x plus 1. Gross. How do I graph it? Well, what do you know? You know that we have that point, negative 1, 1. So plot it. It is right there. And what else do we know? We know the slope is negative 4/3, which means go down 4, go to the right 3. So if we go down 4, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go right 3, we go 1, 2, 3. It gives us a point right there. You're just literally counting. So boom, 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 boom. And look, they look pretty perpendicular, even with like the terrible hand-drawn scale that I have. It still looks pretty good. And that's our second equation, which is y minus 1 equals negative 4/3 times x plus 1.